Macmillan Audio presents A Song to Drown Rivers by Liang. Read for you by Natalie Naudis. To Kathleen Rushell, for all your faith and guidance. Chapter 1. They say that when I was born, all the wild geese flew down from the sky, and the fish sank beneath the waves, having forgotten how to swim. Even the lotus flowers in our gardens quivered and turned their heads away, so ashamed they were of their own diminished allure in my presence. I have always found such stories to be laughably exaggerated, but they prove the same thing. That my beauty was something unnatural, transcending nature itself. And that beauty is not so different from destruction. This was why my mother insisted I cover my face before leaving the house. "Do not draw unwanted attention to yourself, Sishi," she cautioned, holding up the veil. It rippled and gleamed in the midday light, the edges glowing white. "It is dangerous for a girl like you." A girl like me. There were 1,000 meanings tucked in those words, and I tried not to dwell on them, even as the old memories boiled up in response. The clucking, red-cheeked village aunties, who once came over to visit and marveled at the sight of me. "She is so pretty," one of them had murmured. "Someone of such exquisite loveliness. She has the power to topple kingdoms and overturn cities." She had meant it as a compliment. Another had sought to introduce me to her son, who was thrice my age, worked as a woodcutter like my father, and had a face that reminded me of a bitter gourd. "Come here," Mother said. I stepped forward and let her wrap the veil around my head, feeling her thin, calloused fingers, worn from scrubbing raw silk in the day and scrubbing rusted walks in the evening, fiddle with the strings. The fabric fell gently over my nose, my lips, my chin, cool against the sticky summer heat. I supposed I ought to be thankful for her desire to shield me from outside eyes. Zheng Dan's mother all but dragged her out onto the streets and paraded her good looks for everyone to see, and it worked. Already 7 of the men in our village had shown up on their doorstep, bearing lavish gifts and begging for her hand in marriage. It was Zheng Dan who told me this late at night, her mouth puckered in disgust, her hand clenched into a fist beneath mine. "I'll return before it's dark," I promised Mother, who I knew would start worrying long before that, even though the river was not far from our western corner of the village, and I had walked the same route countless times. But girls like me sometimes went missing, though missing was too soft a word for it. The truth was uglier. Stolen, slaughtered, sold, traded between men like rare porcelains. It was especially true these days, with the wounds of war still running fresh in our kingdom, the Wu breathing down our people's necks, and our remaining soldiers too jaded and thinly spread to be bothered by trivial matters like dead girls. "Return as soon as you can," Mother urged, and pressed a rough woven bamboo basket into my arms, bolts of silk piled inside it. I walked through the village alone, alert. The long veil tickled my cheek and soon clung to me, damp with sweat, but it helped subdue the less pleasant smells of goatskin and dirt and uncooked fish. Around me, most of the houses still lay in ruins, with gaping holes in the walls like puncture wounds, or cracked stones strewn across the yard like skulls. There were black marks in the earth from when the Wu soldiers had come, fires blazing, swords swinging, our people's blood dripping from their hands. The scene was fresh as ever in my mind, less a memory than a haunting. Sometimes at night I thought I could see ghosts.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?